Namaste, all the viewers and friends. I'm sure that you've all watched our videos, the previous videos that we have uploaded in our YouTube channel, and all the videos are health related videos you might be looking out for, or your friends and family members are looking out for. So I remind all of you to please go ahead and watch them. And today we have come up with a very important but a very commonly suffered problem in most of the families these days, and it is hypertension. And it is in layman terms or in common terms, usually people say that, I have BP. So the BP is blood pressure, that is, in common terms called as hypertension. So what is this blood pressure? What is hypertension? The name is also very self-explanatory. There is hyper and there is tension, and I think we can relate this to a lot of situations that we encounter in our day-to-day life, and more so the reactions to those situations that we encounter in our life. So any fluid that flows in a pipe or in a tube, it exerts some amount of pressure to the walls of the tube or a pipe, right? So that is one of the main reason for it to flow. If there is no tension, the flow cannot happen. So there is some amount of tension that is always exerted from the fluid to the pipe or to the walls of the pipe. So in blood pressure or in our body, the blood is flowing inside of the blood vessel. It exerts some amount of pressure. So this is called blood pressure. When it becomes high, it is over and above 140 by 90 mm of Hg, or it is called severe when it goes over and above 180 by 120 mm of Hg. So why this excessive tension or excessive pressure is built up within the blood vessel, we will discuss it. But this excessive tension is called hypertension. Hyper, excessive tension that is exerted by the fluid or the blood to the walls of the blood vessels. So what are the causes for this hypertension? One, like I told you, the stress factor, of course, the tension that we ourselves are exerting in our lives, right? That is, I think, the way that we have to put it, because life is not giving you tension. We are giving ourselves tension because of the life that we are handling. Of course, dietary factors are there, excessive intake of salt or any deficiency or imbalance in the macronutrients in the diet. But we usually don't eat something because it has potassium, it has calcium. We eat food as a wholesome product. But any macronutrients deficiency in these food products that we are taking can lead to hypertension, and usually it is potassium deficiency that leads to hypertension. Apart from this, what other causes are there? Certain medications. Most of the times, apart from prescription medications, these days a lot of us are indulging in, okay, I have pain, I'll take some painkillers, contraceptive pills. It could also be certain prescription drugs, but doctor will know when they are prescribing, they'll know whether it will cause blood pressure to go high and what is the dosage that they have to decide upon. But usually when we self-medicate ourselves with antibiotics, painkillers, birth control pills, and a lot of other medications, like, or even the drugs that are used like cocaine, all of these will affect the pressure that is exerted and will increase. Of course, when I talk about drugs, it's also about excessive abuse of alcohol or also cigarette smoking. It could also be, combination of these two. People who smoke and drink at the same time, consume a lot of spicy food at the same time, can also increase the blood pressure in our body. So what are the other causes of blood pressure apart from medications? Many a times it could also be certain other metabolic or lifestyle disorders that we are going through, like diabetes, for example. For somebody who has diabetes, they can end up having hypertension, or it could be even vice versa. It could also be other hormonal imbalances in the body, certain kidney related diseases in the body. These are the diseases or disorders in the body that can eventually lead to hypertension. And at the same time, with constant long-term hypertension which is not managed, which is not taken care of, or if there is sudden raise in the blood pressure, it can lead to further complications. Like aneurysm is one of the terms that is used, in which the vessels will not be able to handle that tension and they'll either bulge, or it can lead to a hemorrhage, which is usually called as, people say that I've had a stroke, or the stroke term that is used. One of the major causes for stroke is the rupture of the smaller blood vessels in the brain that will lead to brain damage. Of course, heart related cardiac conditions are definitely there with hypertension, and also kidney diseases that are there. Other conditions of the body, that wherever blood is flowing, if there is tension, we can expect that there's going to be a problem. So what can we do about it? One of the major cause, like I said, is stress, right? And of course the food habits. But when it comes to stress, is it not that we can handle the stress in a better way that we're handling right now? We definitely can handle the stress. So we can reduce the tension that we are exerting on ourselves and the life that we are leading. If we reduce that tension, automatically the tension in our blood vessels will also come down. So the blood pressure will also come down. But many a times we cannot do this. So what are the supportive factors, treatments that will help us? Of course, practice of yoga. With practice of yoga, your awareness will improve. So you will start realizing or understanding, okay, this is where I'm taking tension, this is where I can reduce. These are the food habits that I'm indulging in, that is where I can cut down or regulate. So with yoga, improving your awareness, your lifestyle changes, your thinking style changes, your behavior changes. So yoga helps that way. Of course, asanas will help in maintaining or modifying the other contributing factors like diabetes or obesity or other health issues that we have, hormonal imbalances that we have. What about acupuncture? Acupuncture is another very scientifically proven, very logical energy healing system that helps in regulating the blood pressure. One thing, it reduces the low-grade inflammation, so thereby it prevents the complications of blood pressure. But before that, it basically puts you to a state of relaxation when you are going through the sessions, and after that, after the effects that you experience, you will be in a state of relaxation. There are also a lot of other chemical changes, neurochemical changes that happen because of acupuncture. So yoga or acupuncture is basically taking you to a state where healing will begin. It is not like a medication that is bringing down your blood pressure. It is giving your body an opportunity, it is giving your mind an opportunity where the healing can start and the imbalances can be regulated, can be brought into balance. So acupuncture talks about energy system, right? Energy imbalance. So hypertension is, of course, there is some amount of energy that is either going high because of stagnation or because of deficiency of other components of energies. So all of these systems, supportive systems, are giving kind of an opportunity for the body and the mind to trigger that healing power within. So awareness and acupuncture, yoga practice, relaxation, all of this, of course with modification of lifestyle and food, is going to help you bring up your health, and health will take care of the disease that is within. So with that, I end the session. Thank you.